All right, going live today, and yeah, just hanging around here and seeing what's up. If you hear a noise, the washing machine is going crazy. But yeah, I'll go live here for a little bit and chat with you guys out there. Hey, Declan, hope you're doing well. DJ, not much, just sitting around here and up to no good. So I've already went ahead and watched Oscar and Stop Where Mom Will Shoot, and I enjoyed both movies. Um, so now I'm working on reviews for those. There will be a Tango and Cash fan commentary, and I'm gonna pick a night this week to do that, and I'll let you guys know when that is. Alter Ego. So we have a couple of people so far near, but yes. Now, like I said, I'm gonna stop doing for the time being, like giving ratings. It just seemed like the more and more I was doing that, I was having less fun, and then I'm just going to from here on out with my reviews is just give final thoughts. But yeah, that's the update, which I did make a post about it. But for anybody that didn't see the post, going forward, I won't be using ratings. Um, but yeah, no, I didn't hear about that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll go for a little bit here and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Ask questions, catch up. And I'm wearing a coat because if I, let's just say, if I took off this coat, like the white t-shirt, it just it makes the lighting worse. I have never seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Never seen it. Spike Jones as a director. What has he directed? The Long Kiss Goodnight's a very good action film. Um, yeah, the '90s. It's a '90s classic to me. I love The Long Kiss Goodnight. Probably my favorite Samuel Jackson movie. It's between that or The Negotiator. I haven't seen that. Let me look up Spike Jones. I've never seen any of his movies. Favorite John Singleton film? I have to look at a list here. Probably. I haven't seen Boys in the Hood. I haven't seen Poetic Justice. For the moment, I'll go with Too Fast, Too Furious. Yeah, rest in peace, Julian Sands. I don't know. To me, that just would not work. Like Rowan Atkinson and Robert Downey Jr. I don't know if I could see that happening. What year is better, 87 or 85? Uh, you know what? I'm gonna go with 80s, 87 because you had Lethal Weapon, you had Predator, you had RoboCop, you had Inner Space, Adventures in Babysitting, The Running Man, Over the Top, uh, Harry and the Hendersons. What else came out in 87? Uh, did The Hidden come out in 87? That's a good one. But yeah, I would say 87 for me is the better year. Mindhunters versus Detox. I got to go with Detox. I don't know. I mean, Will Arnett is a guy that I can take or leave. I think he does a good job as the voice of Sweet Tooth. Um, but I'm not really a big Arnett guy. But I don't know if they could work together in the film. Will Arnett and Jason Lee. I mean, that's just it depends on the movie, depends on what it is. I've never seen Prince of Darkness. Yeah, unfortunately, Superman 4 came out that year. But a lot of great movies, for me, it's, you know, really Lethal Weapon, Robocop, uh, Predator. I forgot to mention Predator. That came out in 87. 87 was a great year. 85 had a lot of great movies, but I think maybe 87 was a little bit more stronger. I would say for me, like 85 was a great year for action. 87 was like a great year for action and sci-fi, or comedies, or it just seemed to really take it up a notch in regards to like subgenres. I have never seen Battlefield Earth. I think I have the film in my collection somewhere, but I've never seen it. I've heard how bad it is. Yeah, The Lost Boys. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, The Lost Boys, another great one of 87. I mean, what else came out in 87? Yeah, The Untouchables. Um, yeah, The Princess Bride's great. Stakeout. Batteries Not Included. Full Metal Jacket. Wall Street. Good Morning Vietnam. Mannequin. The Living Daylights. I've never seen Zookeeper. Yeah, Blind Date, that's a good one. Hamburger Hill, Dragnet, Over the Top, Throw Mama from the Train. I forgot about that one. Yeah, Three Men and a Baby. Three Men and a Baby came out that year. Spaceballs. So yeah, yeah, 87 to me is the better year. I don't know if that would work. To me, I don't know if like it depends. I mean, I'm not a big Rowan Atkinson guy, but maybe if you throw in somebody else, that could work with Danny DeVito. Deep Blue Sea is a very fun movie. Uh, I really like the cast. Yeah, the plot is a little out there, but I really enjoy Deep Blue Sea. For me, it's my second favorite shark film. Yeah, I was looking at all the movies that, yeah, Wanted Dead or Alive came out in '87. 3 O'clock High, which I've never seen, but I've heard about. American Ninja 2, that I've never seen, but I've heard about, I've heard about. So yeah, '87 was a great year. An animated Three Stooges movie. Uh, I don't think they have a lot of. I don't think they have much interest in doing that. Rennie Harlan to me is a great director. My top five favorites in no particular order: Cliffhanger 2, Die Hard 2 is in there. Uh, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, Deep Blue Sea. He directed Deep Blue Sea, and The Long Kiss Goodnight. Right, he directed that. So those would be my top five. I've never seen Cutthroat Island, which he did direct. But yeah, like I said, Cliffhanger 2, Die Hard 2, uh, Deep Blue Sea, and again, it's in no order. Uh, the Long Kiss Goodnight. Mm, I don't know. I mean, I like the character, but I would not want to see a film today with Popeye because they would try to make Popeye fat and, you know, because muscles are problematic. I bet. I'm willing to bet. I have never seen Steamboat Silly. Christopher Nolan's a very talented director. I'm not big on the Dark Knight trilogy, but the little bit that I've seen of Inception, it's a well-made film. I haven't seen The Prestige. Uh, there's some stuff that he's done that I haven't seen, but based on what I've seen from Christopher Nolan, again, he's a very talented director. I have, I don't know if I'm going to check out Oppenheimer. Um, I don't know. It's a long movie, but he is talented. Tales from the Crypt feature film. I don't know. I don't see that happening. Yeah, an actual Tales from the Crypt movie. Yeah, like I said, I don't really see that happening. Weren't they talking about reviving the show? But that's not happening. I would just keep John Kassir. Hey, Jack. Yeah, I did get some emails. Thank you. I really appreciate it, Jack. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm glad that you're here. I know I wrote back to you, and I mentioned something about creating a podcast again, and I think I have a name. and I don't want to reveal it yet. Right now, I'm just trying to come up with ideas, like segments, like talking about the notes, all the emails that you have sent over the years. I want to include that in the podcast whenever Matt Thomas comes in. But yeah, I think I have a name for the podcast, which includes, going over the information that you've sent. And again, I really appreciate it. Um, and I've seen a lot of the emails that you have sent. I really do appreciate it. And I want to read more of them. Like I want to, that's kind of why I want to do that podcast, is to really dig deep into all the information that you've sent. I don't want to leave it I want to go into that stuff and really go in depth, but I really do appreciate it, Jack. Uh, well, unfortunately, I haven't seen the 70s one of King Kong, but I'm not a fan of the 2005 movie, so I can't really give an answer. But yeah, so like I said, I think I have a name for the podcast. Right now, I'm just kind of like working on ideas, um, how the podcast is going to look, and all that stuff, and basically rotate guests, have different people in. But whenever, like, let's say Matt Thomas is in, we could talk about a lot of Jack's information. Jack Raven's a great guy up here, and over the years, you have sent a lot of information that I've barely scratched the surface, because a lot of it is like in-depth information, and I kind of feel a little bad that I haven't talked about it at length. So that's why I wanted to do a podcast again, is to include the information that you have sent, and like I said, I really do appreciate it. um, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on right now, but more on that soon. I know I kind of talked about it a little bit here and there. Right now, I'm just trying to come up with ideas for the podcast. Star Trek 7 is one of the worst Star Trek movies. I've never seen any of the Next Generation movies, so I can't really give an opinion. And I love the Next Generation, but I've never seen any of those movies. Is that the one where Kirk dies? Generations, yeah. Again, I never seen. So says we have 5 people in here. Favorite film of '07 is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I don't know what my favorite film of that year would be. I have to look at a list. Let me see here. You know what? It could be Live Free or Die Hard. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I would say Die Hard 4 is my favorite of '07. DreamWorks almost made a Fat Albert animated film. Thank God it got scrapped. Thank God, that's all I can say. I remember back in the day the one they did with Keenan Thompson, which I haven't seen. And to be honest, I just have no interest in watching it. Yeah, so a lot of that information, like there's quite a bit of information that I have saved in documents to my computer. And I haven't really looked at it, like looked at them. Like a lot of it is a lot of synopsis information, and that's why I want to get Matt Thomas in there, and maybe another person as well, and we can all jump on the information that you have sent. Um, but it's a lot. I mean, you have sent so much over the years. I really do appreciate, and I some of that stuff about I Am Legend, and I have saved. I got it saved to a document in case we were ever to discuss it. Escape from New York, that too. So yeah, some of the stuff that you sent, I got it saved to a document. Now that would have been cool. Like for me, if they were to make a Hulk film back in the '90s, I think they would have. I would have loved if they would have gotten David Duchovny. I think like David Duchovny was like the second choice for the 2003 Hulk film. Yeah, he was like behind Eric Bana, and I think he would have made a great Bruce Banner and Hulk. Yeah, I think if they had made that in the '90s, like if there was a '90s Hulk film, like to me, I picture David Duchovny in that role. To me, he has the right demeanor as Bruce Banner. I think he would have done a great job. So about the podcast again, like I said, I have a name that I am looking at, but I kind of want to come up with the second choice and kind of go between those two. The one that I am very much considering. Like I said, I want to go with that, but kind of leave it open for if I have a second option, uh, and then pick between those two, or I may do it in a poll. Um, like I said, I haven't decided yet. Or when I come up with the second option, then perhaps I can run a poll. If you're wondering what I'm drinking here, it is Crystal Light. I'm trying to stay away from the soda. So yeah, Crystal Light's good for you. Yeah, apparently Bad Boys 4 has been delayed from like June of 24 to December. I say good. Delay it as much as possible. We don't need it. You know, Will Smith, the longer that is pushed back, the better. But that's just me. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, as much as you want to send Jack, feel free to go ahead. Um, like I said, I'm not gonna. As far as the launching of the podcast, I will let everybody know. Um, and perhaps in that first episode, we can talk about, something that you have sent. But yeah, by all means, Jack, feel free to go ahead and send as much as you want. It might. I have a feeling because of the whole Will Smith thing, it could make a little bit of money, but I just don't care. To me, you just don't need a Bad Boys 4. Uh, yeah, I mean, really, to be honest, yeah. I'm kind of giving up on Will Smith. He did some great movies back in the day, but the guy, I don't really care for him much now. But that's just me. If you're still a fan of Will Smith, that's fine. But I've given up on him. If I can be honest. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was the '90s and the 2000s. That it really, yeah. I mean, since from if you talk about movie wise here, from '96 to like 2007, maybe eight, I would say that those are the best years. All right, thank you, man. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, like I said, as much as you want to send, feel free. I really do appreciate it. I definitely agree with that. Are there a list of actors you've lost respect for? Alec Baldwin, his name jumps at the top of the list. Then I would say like Will Smith, Kevin Spacey, um, Jared Leto. Uh, yeah, those are some. Yeah, Kevin Smith. Hey, Blast. Hope you're doing well. Blaster Radius in the house. I mean, there's many more to name, but I'm just trying to think of more. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, I could throw his name into the pot. Both are good. I would say maybe White House Down. Yeah, I'm doing great. Blast Radius. Yeah, Seth Rogen. Yeah, Steven Seagal. Yeah, you could throw his name in there. The Replacement Killers. No, I haven't. I haven't seen that one. For a second there, I thought about the Corruptor. I'm not a fan of the Corruptor because of Mark Wahlberg, but I have never seen the Replacement Killers. Have you ever played Gears of War? I'm asking because I'm planning on reading unproduced script from the film adaptation back in 2007. I've seen gameplay of Gears of War, but I've never played those games. Yeah, I mean, Kiefer is a better actor, and he's done way more films that I've liked uh, with him in it than Wahlberg. I don't know much about that. I would say Bruce Willis back in the day, but considering what he's dealing with now, I'm not gonna talk bad about him. More so, I feel bad for Bruce Willis nowadays. Hey, how's it going? My favorite Kurt Russell film besides The Thing. I got to go with Big Trouble in Little China. I would say that's my favorite. That movie right there. Yeah, that poster you see behind me. Yeah, that one. I definitely agree with that. I mean, here's a guy that for every trailer, his reaction, he sheds tears. So, I mean, especially if it's a comic book movie, every comic book film, we get the waterworks. Yeah, Schwarzenegger too. Stargate, I've only seen maybe once. I don't remember much about it. The funny thing is, I love the series. I have the whole. Well, actually, I have to get the last two seasons, but I love the Stargate SG-1 series. But I've only seen the movie once, and I remember liking it okay, but I need to rewatch it. What do I think was Arnold Schwarzenegger's last good movie? To me, The Last Stand. I thought it was a good sort of throwback. Um, I'm not crazy about the first, like, third of the film, but once, the film gets going, there's some good action. Uh, I like Johnny Knoxville. I thought he was a good supporting, actor in the movie, and him and Arnold had a good rapport. So I like that. I would say that's his last good movie. Are you talking about the animated Godzilla series? Yeah, I got the. I think I have the animated series on DVD. The most boring. Uh, you know what? To me, the most boring Arnold film was Maggie. I'm not going to say. Okay, to be fair, Arnold's acting is not bad, but the story was boring. The pacing of the film was boring. I remember falling asleep on that on that movie. Again, I don't blame Arnold. I don't think his acting is the problem in that movie. Talking about Maggie, but it's just a very bleak, like slow paced movie, and I fell asleep watching it. Least favorite comedian, Kevin Hart. Am I interested in Fubar? Not really. I've seen clips, and I'm like, it just seems like a great value. True Lies. I'd rather just watch True Lies. I mean, it does. It looks like it looks like the Walmart version of True Lies. What did Brian De Palma say about the current state of Hollywood? Yeah, I mean, the filmmakers don't care about anything. They just care about throwing in uh, buttloads of CGI and how quick can we get this done. Uh, yeah, I mean that's a whole video topic in itself, and I can go into long tangent about that. But yeah, Brian De Palma's right. People don't care. And we're kind of seeing that now where studios are starting to hire like uh, people that operate AI, and you know just goes to show that right now even we're heading in a different time where it's going to become about AI and stuff, and they're going to push out the writers. And so yeah, we think things are bad now. It's going to get worse. um Original casting choices that I would like to see. You know what? Robin Williams as the Joker. I would have loved to have seen that. Robin Williams, what his take would have been on the Joker and Batman. Jack Nicholson's great. I love his performance, but I wonder what Robin would have done. I'm trying to think of more. There's more out there. Yeah, Willem Dafoe would have been a great Joker. Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch Mutant Mayhem. I mean, especially hearing that they have included Ninja Rap into the film. I'm like, no, thank you. Um, I prefer the original. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, I rewatched it not too long ago, and I still love the movie. I don't mind the 2003 remake, but I prefer the original. Yeah, Jim Carrey was up for Phone Booth. I've heard about that. That would have been cool. Like, yeah, honestly, I think that would have definitely helped his career. Around that time, he was doing what? Bruce Almighty. But I think if he had done that film, Phone Booth, that would have been a great film for his career. Yeah, it's still a freak like disturbing movie. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a disturbing film. Favorite '80s TV show other than MacGyver? I have to look up there. You know what? I'll go with Magnum PI. Will go with Magnum PI. I love the A Team as well, but I need to pick up the Blu-rays. I think the whole series is like the whole A Team series. It's on Blu-ray, so I want to pick that up. Uh, I'm not too excited about the Meg 2. The first Meg film I could watch, but it's underwhelming. Uh, it should have been a whole lot better. They should have had it rated R. They should have had way more carnage. Like Statham is fine. but it's a very tame movie. Like the first Meg is very tame, and the Meg 2, once again, it's PG-13. Yeah, so yeah, Quantum Leap. Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, but Quantum Leap, started in '89. So I was trying to think of, something that has, like Magnum PI. I think Magnum PI started in '80, from like '80 to '88. Quantum Leap was like from the late '80s to the '90s. So then I was trying to stick with a show that was just the '80s. That's why I said that Magnum PI is probably my second favorite '80s show. But I love Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap is one of my favorite, like a top 5 shows. Rushmore of '90s sitcoms. Okay, for me, Boy Meets World, Home Improvement, Seinfeld, and then Everybody Loves Raymond. There you go. Yeah, Saw 10. I'm excited. I mean, I don't care about Saw 10. The only the only Saw movie that I really enjoy is the first one. That I love the first Saw movie, but after that, it became very convoluted and twist after twist after twist. The last one that I remember seeing was Saw 7, but I gave up on those movies. Then I gave up on the Saw movies. How is he still alive? Yeah, Everybody Loves Raymond's a great sitcom. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Escape Plan. It's it tries to be like Lockup and Fortress, and that Escape Plan is a very disappointing film. And I know I'll be checking that out again at some point. I've seen most of the trailer for Exorcist Believer. I'm gonna take a pass. I don't think there's not much more you could do with Exorcist movies. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I have no interest at all. And I know the argument's going to be, well, it's not for you. Yeah, because they've made it that way. Because for how many years now, how, they have made these characters kiddified and, you know, to me, I love the first 2 movies, the live action movies. I love the '80s cartoon and the '03 cartoon. But for some reason, these characters are stuck. They're stuck in the kiddie pool, and they can't get out of the kiddie pool. And the people that are behind these movies are keeping them in the kiddie pool, and that's their target audience. And to me, it's a big joke. They treat them like a joke. Therefore, I am not watching it. And the future of these characters, I do not look forward to anything in the future as far as that goes. Um, the last good era for cartoons, I don't know. I mean, even by then, I don't know. I mean, that could be subjective. For me, I watched a lot of cartoons more in the 90s, but I think maybe by the 2000s, they were kind of getting away from like 2D animation and stuff like that. So I think that, getting away from like, regular 2D animation, uh, getting away from that format and, that kind of ruined cartoons or, I think they still do like Family Guy and stuff, but, like I said, getting away from, regular animation uh, has made people less interested. I don't know. My favorite MacGyver episode, I would say Ghost Ship. Yeah, Ghost Ship from season 3. That's the one with Bigfoot in it. Yeah, I have a feeling that this new Mutant Mayhem is going to make a little bit more money than Blue Beetle, but I'm not excited for either. I've seen the Wonka trailer. For me, it just looks lame, but that's just me. Hugh Grant as a CGI Oompa Loompa. You can thank Peter Dinklage for that, because they don't want to cast little people anymore for movies. Like the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Where you got 6 regular people and you got one little person. Again, blame Peter Dinklage because little people can't get work anymore. Well, okay, so I'm thinking it's funny you mentioned that because now that I own the MacGyver Blu-ray set, that I'm thinking about maybe reviewing every episode or every season, which I kind of done that before. But now that I have the entire series on Blu-ray, I want to do something with that. So that has been a thought in my mind. Yeah, it's sad we'll never get a R-rated um Ninja Turtles movie. Yeah, exactly. Or they look just as bad. Yeah, screw Peter Dinklage. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I've only seen the first, like the pilot of the Blu-ray set, and I was blown away by how amazing it looks. I'm so used to the DVDs and the standard, look of the show and the grain, but they have really cleaned it up, and it's gorgeous. I mean, I'm no expert on Blu-rays, like the whole, what goes into a Blu-ray, but I can tell a big difference. Yeah, you're not alone. Yeah, yeah, Hollywood, they can only blame themselves for what's happening. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Good. Keep delaying it because nobody wants to see a Craven the Hunter spinoff. That I certainly don't. I've seen Morbius. Yeah, I mean because the short answer, Jack, is movies suck today. A lot of movies suck today, and it's no surprise that these movies are being delayed. And you've and I know the strikes are a part of that, but movies suck. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the new Mission Impossible. I haven't seen a lot of those movies. Maybe with the Mission Impossible films, I've only seen a little bit of the first one, and I've seen the third one, but the rest of them I haven't seen. The second half is rough. I wonder what the rating is for the new Mission Impossible. Like it's got an 8 on IMDb. I mean, from what I understand, it's not. I don't know how much it's making now, but do you think there's not many original movies? Well, if you look at what, honestly, that everything has been done. That's the thing, that everything and every idea has been done. The thing is, they have to think outside the box. Do something that hasn't done before. Be creative. But as we know with Hollywood now, creativity has gone out the window. I have no idea. I mean, they might as well make it like Muppet Babies. Like that show back in the day, because the turtles now are babies. So just do a Turtle Babies movie, like the Muppet Babies TV show. But I think I might go on for like 20 more minutes here. That I wanted to do a quick stream here today, and then uh, soon here, before the day is over, I'll make an announcement about the Tango and Cash fan commentary, because now that I have reviewed the movie, I want to do the commentary soon. So, um, yeah. South Park. I've seen the first movie. I like the movie that came out a long time ago, but I never really got that big into the show. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Yeah, The Mandalorian season three. I've seen a lot of the first season. I really enjoyed it, but I'm not watching season three. Yeah, see, for me, I think it would have worked better in the '90s because I think they would have added more carnage. Maybe I don't know. I don't know who would have played the Jonah character, the main character, but yeah, that would have been fun. What are my thoughts on the 2012 Team NC? I've never seen it, and I have no interest based on the stuff I've heard. Yeah, see, why couldn't we have gotten that? Back then, like the Meg movie that would have had a lot of gore. Again, I don't know who you would have had play the main character of Jonah, but I could just imagine, back then it would have made a better film. Yeah, see, that would have been cool. Why didn't we get that? That would have been a great uh, comeuppance for the Meg. See, this is why I want to do a podcast. I could talk about a lot of this stuff that you're talking about here. Yeah, I've heard Plane. I've heard some good stuff about the movie. Like, I don't think it did anything when it came out, but maybe one day I'll check it out. What was better, the Jaws book or novel, or the Moby Dick one? Well, I've only read a little bit of the Jaws novel. I prefer the movie more. Um, from what I remember, the novel, like there was like a love triangle thing, or I haven't read the novel in a while, but I would say the movie is way better. I don't know about the Moby Dick one. Yeah, Deadpool 3 might get delayed. Cartoons look cheap and lazy. Yeah, today, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Speaking of Deadpool 3, what do I think of Wolverine's yellow costume for the movie? Uh, I mean, I like it. I think, I mean, it's cool on one hand, but I don't know. I would have to see a trailer. Like, I want to see more than just pictures, but that's just me. Hey, Flash, Flash Flex. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, for people that are just tuning in here, I'll probably go on for another 15 minutes. Um, so feel free to ask more. Do you plan to make a worst films ever list on Letterboxd? Um, maybe. Um, I haven't thought about it, but I should. Indiana Jones 5 was it was boring. I want to talk like I've seen most of it, and I want to do a rant. I'm just kind of waiting, for the right time to, rant on it and the Flash. Both both are coming, so I'm just kind of building up to that. So again, it's trying to make time and with work and stuff, and but yeah, those are coming. Top five worst movies: Going Overboard with Adam Sandler, Movie 43. Um, Attack Force with Seagal. I'll throw that in there, I guess. Robo Vampire. I mean, there's far more worse movies. Like for me, Going Overboard is in that top five, definitely. Movie 43, probably. I have to really think about that. People say it's better than Indy 4. I don't know what they're smoking. The next top five, I have to really think about that. Like, it's hard for me to come up with like a top 10. I mean, you're asking me to name off my top 10 worst movies. Again, I have to really think about that because Going Overboard that has to be number one for me. That's one of the worst films I ever laid my eyes on. Movie 43, because of all the talent in the film, the people involved with that movie. So movie 43 is in there somewhere. I have to really, you know what? The Rollerball remake. I'll throw that in there too. It's somewhere in there. So I have to really think about that. The worst movie this year so far is The Flash. Yeah, I've heard. I'll go with Adam Sandler. I like Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller, but I'll go with Adam Sandler. The World Is Not Enough. I'm not a fan of it, but it to me is not like a top 10 worst movies. I'm not a fan of the film, but that's just me. Have a good one, Declan. Uh, I'm not a fan of Roseanne, if I could be honest. Like, I never got into the show. I never really got into her stand up. Hey, Ruben. Um, Die Another Day is a crappy Bond film, but top 10 worst ever, I wouldn't throw that in there. Yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies is underrated Bond film. Um, a recent movie trailer that's given me goosebumps. I don't know. I can't really think of one right now. I haven't seen Oppenheimer. Um, well, the only one that I really like that was on CW. was Smallville. Yeah, Smallville is a really good show. That was CW, but modern CW, I don't care. I don't care about CW now. I haven't seen Leon the Professional, and I know that's weird, but I've never seen the movie. I still haven't seen Extraction. The most underrated Bond film. You know, oh, oh. Maybe Moonraker. Yeah, Moonraker. Goosebumps with Jack Black. I haven't seen it. Fox Kids, I guess. I've heard though, James Woods. You could say that's part of it, but I've heard he's retired too. Like he's retired from acting. I haven't seen The Flash on CW. That's cool. Michelle Yeoh's married. Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. I got to go with the Nickelodeon, but back in the day, Nickelodeon. Riverdale. I've never seen Riverdale. I don't know what that is about. What song is the worst? Apple Bottom Jeans or Party Rockin'? Um, I I'm not a fan of both. I mean, I don't know which is worse. I'm not really a fan of both. Okay, Chris Gore, very cool. I've seen his videos on YouTube. Where he talks about movies, and I really agree with his assessments and thoughts. Yeah, Chris Gore is a very cool guy. I forgot the YouTube channel where sometimes he'll do like interviews and stuff, but yeah, I've seen his videos. Oh, oh. I promise, and I'm not tired. It's just I've been kind of laying around here. Oh, my eyes are water. But yeah, so I'll go on for a few more minutes here, and then I have to get up. Oh wow, a Borderlands movie filmed last year, reshot by Tim Miller this year. Jesus. Now I've never played Borderlands, so I don't really have a thought or an opinion on it. Oh, shit. Oh man, I get tired. Why? I know why. Because I'm getting up there, man. Saw 10. I've seen a little bit of it, but I don't know the Saw movies. I'm not the only ones that I really like is the first one. That I would say is 2 and 3. I kind of like, but I'm not too big on the Saw movies. I don't know how you treat OCD. I don't know, but yeah, it's cool to see Jamie in here. I mean, although I'm about to sign off in a few minutes here. Yeah, I'm about to go find some dinner. I like that song. Yeah, Cotton Eye Joe. Um, I'm not gonna watch the May 2. Man, I'm not really a big fan of the first one. I thought the first one was kind of underwhelming, but that's just me. But I'll take, like one or two more questions. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I think the last Saw movie that I remember seeing was like Saw 7, whenever that came out. I don't know if it was like 2010 or 2011. I can't remember. Um, but like I said, I like the first movie quite a bit. And after that, I just think it got a bit, not, well, more than a bit convoluted, convoluted, throughout the series. Now, I like the first Saw. It's not my favorite James Wan movie, but that's just me. Okay. Okay. So, sort of a prequel, I guess. But I'll take one more question here, and then we'll sign off for now. Life in NC, it's going good. Could be a little bit better, but not complaining. I've never seen the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. From what I've heard about it, I'm gonna pass on that. But yeah, I think this is a good stopping point here. But to everybody, thank you for dropping by. Ruben, Flash, Jonathan Mills, Jamie, DJ, Jack Craven, Ruben. I think I mentioned Ruben. Declan. I try to give shout outs. But yeah, to everybody, thank you for dropping by. and I will be back soon.